So what if I have an example with three things? What if I multiply D times C and C times D? I'm just going to show you the answers. So if you want to try to multiply them out and do that, in this case, we're going to get 3008 and also 3008. Whenever you get matrix C times D equal to D times C, this is very special. This is a special situation. It will rarely happen. So we'll talk about more when this actually happens and why is that very special. So we'll get into that. And now the last thing is just saying what is D squared? Well, that is just taking matrix D 3, 0, 0, negative 2 and multiplying it by itself. I'm not going to walk through the steps, but you're just saying D times D, and they're the same size. They may or may not multiply to each other, just based on the size, but since it is a square, it's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. It should, in fact, work. And in this case, we will get an answer of 9004. So that's if you multiply it out. So just wanted to point out that sometimes things are very special when you can multiply. In this case, matrices are not commutative when you multiply. So let's go ahead and do a word problem here. This will be more of a thing that I would expect you to handle in a test-like situation. So Alonzo, Heather, and Kevin each sell boxes of strawberries at $1.70 each, tomatoes at 80 cents, and avocados at $1.60. They don't sell any other foods. The numbers sold for each are in this table below. So we have Alonzo, Heather, Kevin, and then strawberries, tomatoes, avocados to make this 3 by 3 matrix. We're going to find a matrix B whose entries are the prices in dollars. So we're going to be using these numbers. So what we're going to do is make sure we're multiplying B times A. So this new matrix B is going to be using those numbers. So when we do that, matrix B times matrix A, we know that matrix A is a 3 by 3, which is right up here. So what I need to know is that there's two ways I can draw this matrix. I can either draw it as 1.70, 1 or 0.80, and 1.60, or I could do 1.70, 0.80, and 1.60. There's two ways I could draw this. But if we notice, this is a 3 row by 1 column, and this is a 1 column by 3 row. Which one will work for B? Well, we need this number to match. Well, if I do 3 by 1, the 1 doesn't match, so I need to have it a 1 by 3. So that is where I'm going to choose this matrix. So when I rewrite this, B times A is going to be equal to this B, we just need to find the B in this case, sorry. This B is equal to a 1.70, 0.80, and a 1.60. So we're going to multiply B times A now. So the same B times A, we're just going to move this up here, and we're going to actually use a calculator to multiply this out. So it's actually pretty nice. So taking out your TI-84, how can we multiply that? Well, notice if we press the second button, there is a matrix button right there. So that fifth button down is matrix, but we have to use the second or blue button to get to that. And we're going to edit our first matrix, which we'll do our A matrix, which is a 3 by 3 matrix. Let me move this up so it's actually on the screen better. There we go. So once it's a 3 by 3, we start entering in the numbers. So type in 400, press enter, 420, enter, 440, enter, and write in all of the numbers and make sure you're putting in the correct ones. 530, 480, and 520. So now that you've entered matrix A, we're going to have to enter matrix B. So go back to second and matrix, go over to edit the matrix, go down to B. And that was a 1 row by 3 column matrix. And we had 1.7, 0.8, and enter that, and then 1.6. Now, what we have to do is press second and quit, get out of that, and just press second matrix and go to down now for the names. We're going to name it matrix B, and then go again to matrix and press A. So B and A right there will multiply, and we'll get these three things, elements of our new matrix, which is a 1 row by 3 column. So we got 20, 24, we get 1954, and we get 2036. So the last question asks, how much money in dollars did Heather make overall? Well, when you multiplied those two different matrices, notice how Heather is in the middle. So therefore, Heather would actually be the middle. So whatever was here, Heather, and we'd put all those together. This is the middle one. So Heather would make $1,954. Now, you could have, if you want, just take this and multiply it to that other one. So like if you wanted to think about it as another way to do it, you could have taken that 1.7, 0.8, and 1.6 and multiply it by just Heather's column of 420, 590, and 480. That would be another way to do it. If you want to just multiply those, that would give me that answer here. But we already did this, and we know that the middle one would be Heather, so we're just going to use that.